All right. I have a new victim. Just kidding. It's you. All right. So, what are we going to talk about today? Since we're not marketing guys, we're content guys. We're the content peeps. I did chat GPT while you're on lunch
Nice.
because I wanted to know. But, like, obviously, we make. How many videos do you think we make a week? A lot, huh?
A lot.
Between like actual like videos and reels,
Mm-hmm. Do
10, 20?
probably at least a dozen.
For real. I would say probably close to 20.
Mm.
Damn, that's a lot. So we have some type of expertise. And if you calculate that over the year, one time I did the math, and I think I had less clients than I have now.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering like how many videos do I actually like shoot and edit, and it was a year, and it was over 1,000.
Over 1,000. So that's a lot of videos.
Yeah, it was like it averaged to be like 3 point something a day.
Dang.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, if you calculate like obviously some are cinematic, some are reels,
Some are pretty short.
some are short. But if they're like actual videos that play, it was like 3.5 a day, and it was. And
a
I think
whole
I was still by myself at that time,
Really?
but I had like less. I don't know, like I had like less responsibility. But now obviously I think we shoot more than that, like as a team. But that's crazy. Some people, they shoot like 1 or 2 a week.
Yeah.
That's like we already have 1 or 2 done by the first hour.
Yeah, pretty much, huh?
So yeah, so we have some expertise. So today we wanted to go over, since Azariah here. I mean, I don't want to call you a videographer or a photographer, right? Because I mean, you kind of do both. So it's like you're just like a content creator.
I guess it's
Right?
hard to tell people what I am.
Yeah,
It's like I'm a photographer, but
but they're
I
like,
do videos too, or I'm a videographer, but I take photos as well.
yeah. So yeah, it's kind of. So I don't even know. That's why I've been thinking too. Like on the website, I'm like maybe I should just put this guy down as a creative or a content creator, because it's like you could do both. I know. I consider myself a videographer because I don't feel like too strong in photo. I mean, I can do photos, but I feel more passionate, and like this is what I could hang my hat on as videos.
Your whole business.
Yeah,
Wrapped around that.
but my daughter still tells her friends I'm a photographer.
I was, as a child, I never knew that a videographer even existed.
I know.
Always photographer.
Yeah, I was always photographer. They've been having too many glory days.
Yeah, it's time for us to take over, right?
Mm-hmm. I think we are, but they still make a lot. They still make a lot of money, and I feel like they're hired for a lot more. They're hired for a lot more things.
Yeah.
I feel like a videographer isn't hired for like everything a photographer is, but I feel like there are certain spaces where only a videographer shines.
Or even only a photographer shines.
Yeah, like I feel like when it comes to weddings, photographer is a must in people's eyes, which I'm not saying I disagree.
Yeah.
But they'll get a videographer after they see how much money they have left.
Yeah.
They'll be like, okay, we have this much money left. Let's get a videographer.
Yeah.
Or if they're balling, they'll just consider both. But for sure, they're not missing out on a photographer.
Definitely, because you want those pictures up on the wall.
Yeah.
You want a picture on your nightstand. You can't really
You can't hang us.
watch a video.
I mean, they have those like
24/7.
picture frame, but it's not the same.
It's not the same.
I think like personally, yeah, photos like, and then like engagement. I don't know. I feel like for like especially stuff that has to do with like that love kind of stuff, like
You're not
photos.
going to post it on Instagram or anything.
I feel
It's
like
not
photos where it's
content.
at.
It's
Yeah.
work of art at that point.
Yeah, it is. It's more like work of art, capturing a moment. The time you went to the gym for 3 months just to get skinny for the pictures, and then
Yeah, exactly.
back to the tortas after.
Yeah, there you go.
That's basically me. So we're obviously in the business space where I think videos dominate. And one of the things Chat GPT talked about was like optimal video lengths. What do you think would be like the optimal length for a video?
It kind of depends. If it's a short video
Yeah.
and you don't have much to say, no more than 15 seconds is totally fine for that.
Yeah.
It's enough to catch someone's attention, decide if they like it. You got 2 seconds to decide if they want to stay on your video or not.
Yeah. I feel like if you want to trick the algorithm into thinking that people watch the shit out of your video, if it's like less than 10 seconds, that's like the best way to do it.
Because it doesn't matter how many times they rewatch it. It's just the total amount of time.
Yeah. So like what I see a lot of creators do is they'll make long ass captions
to get you to stay on the post longer.
Yeah. So you're reading it and it's just playing and playing and playing and playing. So, you know, if you want to trick the algorithm, then make super short, but it's hard to get the message across in the video in that time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it really does depend. But I mean, obviously I'm a little older than you, but I remember Instagram used to only have 15-second videos.
I remember that too.
That's crazy.
When I first started, like my very first Instagram in like middle school or something.
Yeah. 15 seconds. And I remember once they moved it up to a minute, I was like, how do I make a video that long? I was like, I remember I used to struggle. Like I got good at making a quick 15-second clip. And then once it got to a minute, I'm like, bro, what am I going to talk about?
Yeah.
Or what am I going to make it about? Like it's a whole minute. And then I got big on, then I thought after that, I was like, bro, a minute's where it's at. But now I don't think so anymore.
I think you can, I don't really know if there's a limit anymore.
No, now there's not. Yeah, because then they started this thing called IGTV.
I don't think that's a thing anymore.
No, it's not a thing anymore. But like it's still, Instagram still has the IGTV features, but it doesn't have IGTV anymore. But yeah, I think you could do 10 minutes at least.
I don't know about 10 minutes. I think the limit is 90 seconds. Because when you go
for a reel.
For a reel.
For a reel, yeah. If it's a regular post, it could be up. But yeah, for a reel, it's got to be 90. But even that, I feel like for a reel, 90 is long.
90 is long.
I feel like even for a cinematic that we make, I feel like 40 seconds, dude.
If you're shooting a house or something,
yeah,
you don't really need 90 seconds to show the whole
thing. It depends if they're talking through it. I mean, but if you want to make like a sizzle reel, like just to get people pumped, I feel like 40 seconds. I feel like even once you start hitting a minute, you're like, all right, already, like it's enough shots of the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
But if someone's talking and walking through the house, then you can't go to a minute 20 because people will be engaged to kind of see what you're talking about there. But I don't know. Yeah, I feel like 40 seconds is good. You should be able to tell your story, what the product's about, or whatever it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if you want to trick the algorithm, like 10 seconds is good. Another question, it gave me a bunch of them, but I broke it down to a couple. Quality versus quantity. Do you think? What do you think? Do you think it's more important to post quality or quantity?
That is a tricky question.
Yeah, I think so.
Because you don't want them to forget about you.
Yeah.
While you're making a quality video, and it can take a lot of time to make a quality video.
Yeah.
So I think
it's got to be a happy medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good mix in between.
Yeah, I feel like you could push out a good video, pretty consistent, and then maybe just like have like the quality one, like on the side that you're working on long term.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta. That's kind of like the situation I'm in now. Like, well, at least when it comes to my grid, it's like all uniform, and now I'm not posting as much of my grid because it's like, oh, is that really like grid worthy?
Yeah,
because I have to make a whole graphic for it. It's like a whole process on how to make it look like that. So, but if you go to my reels, there's way more videos on there because I take them off my grid.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of doing both, I guess. Quantity, and then like this is a quantity video right here. This is just to get us out there and give information. But then the quality ones is like, I don't know.
Yeah, you post short things to kind of keep yourself out there.
Yeah.
Stay relevant.
Yeah. Share the story.
Like maybe once a week, post something that you actually like or actually like really want to work on.
Yeah.
It makes you excited.
Yeah. It's hard though, huh?
It is hard to find a balance.
Well, the problem I have too is that the passion ones I want to do, nobody wants to pay me for.
Yeah. That's hard. That's tough.
So I'm like, man, I guess I'll just do it for free because I want to do it so bad. So I don't know. That's kind of like where I'm at. Like we shoot a lot of videos, but there's like a few I have in mind, and I'm like, no one's asked me to do it. So I don't know. I think that's the problem I have with when it comes to like posting a quality one. It's like nobody's asked me to make it.
Nobody wants to pay for a quality video.
Yeah, or like just even the idea, like I've been wanting to do like a highlight for like a boxing video, maybe for someone that has like upcoming fight, even if it's someone local. But it's like nobody's asked me to do one. No, and I'm sure they don't want to pay for it. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just do it for free, just because I want to do it so bad. But you have any situations like that?
Oh yeah, there's tons of cars around here that I really want to shoot, but not a lot of people will want to spend that money.
Yeah.
Or they don't have the social media presence for me to justify doing it for free.
Yeah.
Because I would do free videos if they had a decent following, if they post consistently and good engagement on their posts.
Yeah.
Then I can see it being like worthwhile, you know?
Yeah. At least you get like some exposure out of it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing with cars too. It's like, obviously, I know we both like all different types of cars, but you're into a particular style. I'm into a particular style. And I know people that have, super expensive cars that cost them six figures, and even them, they ain't spending hundreds of dollars on a photo video shoot
because they
don't see the value
worth for it.
Yeah, there's no value to them for it. They're like, oh, like if you were to tell them, hey, I'll do it for free, they'd be like, all right, cool, hell yeah, where do you want me to go? I'll show up. But the fact that they're gonna pay out of their pocket for it, they're like, nah, I'm chilling, dog.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's like we kind of live in a bad area for a lot of reasons. Yeah. Like the car culture is strong here in all different car aspects, but it's not strong like social media wise.
Yeah, that ties us around to social media presence.
Yeah.
These people don't post a lot. They're not like influencers or trying to be content creators. They just have an Instagram and every once in a while post their car or something.
Yeah.
Right? So they don't want to spend the money.
Yeah. I mean, I know people that post a lot, but they don't get a lot of engagement or a lot of like follows. It's because it's like the quality of the stuff they post. And then I know that's not their job, but it's like you could tell they're trying to, but it's like, bro, you're not. And then the guys that do post better stuff, they don't do it enough. It's not consistent. So it's like you kind of fall off. But I mean, this is no slight to anybody, but I do know people that aren't the best photographers. Every reel on their Instagram is from their phone, and they got 100K followers. And they're not photographers, they're not videographers. They do other jobs, but because they stuck to a niche like lowriding.
Yeah.
Like they stuck to lowriding. They go to all the shows. They go to all the meets. They collect content with their phone or with the inexpensive camera, and all they're doing is catering to that niche, posting the reels, posting the photos. And like I said, they're not bad, but they're not like oh, these are badass. But I feel like it's the consistency, and they like niched it down to like I'm only doing lowriders.
Yeah, and so the people that follow him is like a community. They all want to see his post.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, I like his reels, so I'm gonna follow him because he always goes to shows. He's always posting reels, or cruises or whatever. But it's crazy because one guy that I'm thinking about, like I saw that guy grow from like nothing to like basically he started from nothing. I'm at where I'm at with my followers, maybe a little bit less. He's up to 100,000. I'm still basically around the same. But it's like he sticks. I'm only doing lowriders. This is what it is. He gets shared. Like, he's stuck to like a niche thing, and it's pretty crazy. And I saw him grow. So like this fool he didn't buy followers. Like he grew organically. I saw it from scratch. And his like likes and follows and views and all that shit, it like correlates with how many people he has. That's another thing, right?
You could tell.
Yeah. You have 100,000 followers and you got 5 likes.
Yeah.
Bruh. Or they're like people from the Middle East.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You're like, okay. Like, so anyways, yeah. What do you think about that? Let's talk about followers. Like, what do you think about followers?
I've seen multiple accounts of people with like, let's say like 1,500 subscribers. Yeah. And then every post will have around 15 to 1,600 views. Yeah. And then 15 to 1,600 likes. That is a clear sign that they bought those followers. Yeah. They're buying engagement. Yeah. I do not support that at all.
Yeah, I've seen that too. It goes both ways. They either have a shitload of followers and no interaction, or they have a fuckload of interaction and you got 200 follows. Like it doesn't make like I can understand on one, like hey, you posted this reel and it took off, but it's like if all of your reels have a shitload, you know, of views and you only got a couple hundred followers, like it doesn't add up. Like it's you're not every one of your posts. And if every one of your posts were going like crazy like that, you would have the followers to show.
Yeah.
And it's like, so don't, you know, that's another thing. And I kind of get the following thing. Like I've never done it, but I kind of get it. Like, hey, someone goes to your page and they don't know any better. Like, oh, he's got 10,000 followers. That's pretty legit. But the interaction thing, I don't get.
I feel like most people my age at least, can tell.
Oh yeah, I feel like most people, even people that I know, they're like, bro, this actually looks like bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I mean, yeah, everybody I know, like they'll be like, the fuck? How does this fool only have 2 likes?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or 5, and he has 100,000 followers. Like it doesn't make any.
So when I see that, I already just don't really want to work with that person at all.
Yeah, and another thing too is like, let's say if you're doing it to work with a brand, like, hey, I'm gonna buy myself followers so a brand will want to work with me because they have. They're not stupid.
Yeah,
they're looking at what we're looking at.
They're professionals.
Yeah, they're like, okay, and also too, let's say you did have legit. Let's say, you know, not to be sexist, but let's say you're a girl and you show your body on social media. You have a lot of followers and they're real followers and you have engagement and it's real engagement and you're into fitness and you want to work with Nike. Let's just say what Nike's going to do. They're going to see your followers. They're going to see, okay, your engagement's real, but they're going to look at your comments and they're going to look at your likes. And if you're trying to push like women's fitness clothing and it's like a bunch of dudes that are thirsty, liking and commenting, they're not gonna work with you.
Yeah, because the following's not women.
Yeah, like they're like, yeah, you're not selling to women. Like it's like guys, like they're gonna be like, okay, why am I gonna work with you? Like it's just all guys liking your stuff. Like we want to sell this stuff to women. So that's another thing too. So you could build it legitimately, but if you're selling that, which there's nothing wrong with that, because obviously you can make money that way too. But but like a brand that's like sells women's things and you're trying to go with them and they see like all your interactions is a bunch of guys, they're not stupid.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, yeah,
they do their research.
Yeah, this doesn't really work with what we're trying to do. So yeah, I thought about it though. Like 6 years ago when like people were buying followers, like, cause I know some people now that I'm like, kind of crazy how like 6 years ago everybody's buying followers.
Yeah.
And you got up there, and now that's kind of died down now, and they cracked down on it. It's like you still have the same amount of followers.
Yeah.
But I thought about doing it before, but I'm glad I didn't.
Me too.
Yeah. I was like, oh, you know, it's not that much money, but I don't know. I mean, I could have had 10,000, 20,000 followers right now.
And also the thing with that is they're not local.
No, they're not local at all.
So that's where it kind of gets you with your business.
Yeah, it doesn't make any. That's another thing I always tell people too. It's like, yeah, it's not local. It's like, okay, so you have like I said earlier, like 150,000 followers, but they're from China, the Middle East, Brazil, da da da. It's like, well, they're not, dude. You sell freaking air fresheners.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna freaking do business, and they're fake.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too. So. Yeah, I'd rather have my 34 or 500, but those are actual 34 or 500 that are from our area that actually kind of know me, I guess, and actually like do business with us or recommend us to people.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather have fewer local people that might actually work with me rather than a few thousand people that I'm never going to see.
Yeah. Especially with us. Because we have to like, let's just say you did have legit followers from different parts of the country, the world, and you had a product that could be shipped. Well, it's cool. Easy. But our asses.
I'm not gonna fly down there.
Yeah, I'll fly, but it's not gonna be cheap. It's not gonna be, cheap. Because then I gotta stay. We gotta fly. We gotta eat. We gotta get a rental, like rental car. Like it's gonna be expensive. So like I'd rather just. I mean, I'll go anywhere, but I would rather have like people that I could just easily drive to and do business with, because we don't have a shippable product.
We're a local business.
Yeah, we're a local business. So, and there's plenty of people and businesses around here that could keep us busy anyways.
Yeah.
Also, let's see. we talked about social. What do you think